Alright, man. We need to fucking talk about Dragon Ball Super episode 66. What's up, people of all different types of ages, races, genders, and yes, even you other species out there watching this video. My name is Omega Pro, and today I wanted to talk about the most recent Dragon Ball Super episode that has everybody talking and all the Dragon Ball Super fans debating right now, and just it's crazy. It's a war zone that I'm seeing on Twitter and in YouTube comments and everything like that. And I'm finally here to make my video on it, just to say what I thought about the episode, and just to actually talk about, like, does this episode really deserve that much hate? Let's talk about it for a second. Of course, if you have not seen Dragon Ball Super episode 66, I'm going to encourage you to stop watching unless you don't care about spoilers or unless you already know all the spoilers. But what I'm going to be talking about in this video is going to be spoiler heavy, because a lot of people have a lot of issues pertaining to spoiler shit. So in case you couldn't get the fucking memo, it's spoiler season. Excuse my French. But let's start off with this, okay? So we get the fusion Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, and it lasts a whopping 2 seconds. This seems to be a big point of contention for this episode that a lot of people seem to have problems with. And I can see that, and I can agree. First off, before I get onto anything else, I just wanted to state that I feel like if this episode were dragged on a little bit longer, it would have been pretty fine. You know, like, all the things that happened, I think would have been okay. Like, if it just had an extra, like, 2 episodes, maybe three maybe would have been stretching it. But if it was just an extra few episodes, then it could have been just way, way better in terms of pacing, because this episode happened so fast. We got their fusion, Goku and Vegeta's fusion, of course, to Super Saiyan Blue. They fought for like 2 seconds, and then apparently they exerted so much energy that they unfused. So what happened was they retconned the old thing from Dragon Ball Z where a Potara fusion is permanent, but apparently that only applies to Kaioshins, and for Goku and Vegeta, it would only last an hour? That was a little weird, that was a little bit fucky, but okay, it kind of made sense, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a complete ass pull. I mean, it was a booty pull, but not like a full-on ass pull like we saw later in the episode. So the Vegito stuff kind of sucked. I can agree with that, because we were all hyped for this. We all wanted to see Vegito finally come back to the screen and come back and fight again. And then we find out that not only does it now only last an hour, because we were all speculating like, okay, how are they going to get unfused now? What bullshit are they going to pull this time? Last time it was Boo's stomach acids. What it'll be this time? But now apparently it's a timed thing. And not even, why did they even go with the timed explanation when they were just going to unfuse by exerting too much energy anyway? I don't know, man. It was just crazy, but they gave an excuse, and then the reason why they unfused was something totally different. Pretty bad right there. And we also figured out that Zamasu's body was degrading because of the rejection from the fusion. We found out that, okay, Zamasu's not immortal now because his body is with Black, and that I didn't really like. I would have really liked for there to be an actual, like, reason for him to get defeated. Like, the Mafuba thing was, it made sense. You know, he's immortal, you fucking seal the bastard. That's what you do with bitches that are immortal in the Dragon Ball Z universe. Fucking seal him. Makes sense, right? But instead, the fusion ended up making him not immortal anymore, and it was just, I didn't vibe with that at all, but okay, I can get over that as well. But what they did at the tail end of this episode is, after the Vegito unfusion, Trunks comes in hot on the runway. He fixes his sword with hope and willpower, and then he uses this fucking spirit bomb, collects the power from like 2 people and a dead fucking planet, by the way. It goes into this big ass spirit sword thing, and he cuts Zamasu in half. What? I am actually of the camp where I don't give a fuck what happened in this episode. I loved it, straight up. Like, there was bullshit, there was ass pulls, there was retconning, there was shit that made 0 sense. But to me, I didn't give a damn. Here's the type of anime fan that I am, right? I can appreciate deep, intricate stories and well thought out explanations and strategic fights and stuff, like in animes like Hunter x Hunter, right? But what I started off on anime, which is I like to see cool shit. Like that's what I've always liked when I was a kid, when I was a teenager. Now I just like to see cool shit, right? One of my favorite anime is Bleach. Shit does not make sense in Bleach, but shit looks cool. Cool shit happens. Cool characters do cool shit. Trunks is a cool character. Trunks did cool shit. Trunks used a cool fucking move. You know, that's all I know. Okay? Like, I don't care that it made zero sense. I don't care that he used a spirit bomb that got the power of fucking Yajirobe and 2 children or whatever the fuck. I don't care about any of that. All I care about was seeing something cool happen, right? But I can totally understand where people's problems come from Dragon Ball. I'm gonna say Dragon Ball Xenoverse. From Dragon Ball Super episode 66. I get it. It made no sense. I can look at it objectively and be like, okay, that's bullshit. It happened way too quick. If they stretched it out, it would have been a lot better. But that's not what's happening. That's not what we got. And apparently, my friend Tosi and I were talking on Twitter, and he brought up something very interesting. He said that the most likely reason why they kept it all in one episode is so that way they can hire all the animators to do a really good job for one episode and get it over and done with, and hire them and spend more money for multiple episodes. But what we got out of it was not so great. Everything looked cool. Everything looked badass. Like, what happened in itself isn't even bad. All right, for an example, let's say I'm trying to explain a Dragon Ball Z situation to somebody and a Dragon Ball Super situation to somebody, okay? Here we go. I'll explain the Cell fight, okay? Goku fights Cell. Goku wants Gohan to take over for him instead. Gohan gets a little cocky, thus causing Cell to explode and threaten the Earth. Goku teleports, destroying King Kai's planet, destroying Goku and himself. And then Cell comes back to fight Gohan. Gohan fights him again. And then out of nowhere, Gohan with one arm does a Kamehameha wave. Goku spiritually comes through and is like, hey, yo, what's Brickety Brack and Father Son Kamehameha? And Cell dies, okay? And now I'll explain Dragon Ball Super. Black and Zamasu fuse, the strongest enemy we've ever seen before in Dragon Ball history. Goku and Vegeta at their wits' end have tried fighting non-stop. It won't work, so they Potara fuse. They go in and fight Black Zamasu, and then they exert so much energy that they end up unfusing. And then at a last hope, Trunks comes out of nowhere, uses a spirit bomb, inhales it into his sword, and then cuts Zamasu in half. Like, just explaining it, like, doesn't sound bad, right? Because it's just like, you know, the abridged version. But here's the difference. What happened in Dragon Ball Z happened over multiple episodes, right? Like, all that stuff that I talked about happened in a bunch of, like, it was a long span of episodes, right? Whereas what I explained in Dragon Ball Super happened in just one. So you can see where the issue is. But by just explaining it, you can see that if it was stretched over multiple episodes, it wouldn't even seem that bad. Like, it's just like Dragon Ball Z doing what Dragon Ball Z does, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that happens in Dragon Ball Z, right? But it's just the main problem being that it happened in one episode. Regardless of that though, regardless of how you feel about the episode, I think it's no question that the Future Trunks arc was the strongest Dragon Ball Super arc to date. And I honestly feel like the newest episode is the most hype episode of Dragon Ball Super ever. So much did end up happening, but all the stuff that happened was pretty cool and it all looks gorgeous too. Great job to the animators. But what did you guys think about Dragon Ball Super episode 66? Are you guys in the camp like me where you don't really mind, you just like to see cool shit happen and that's what you watch Dragon Ball Z for? Or were you more of the camp that were just like, okay, like this is so much bullshit, I can't even accept this, you know what I'm saying? I can see both sides. Let me know in the comment section down below. Leave a like rating on this video if you did enjoy it. Follow me on Twitter at OmegaProYT. Follow me on Instagram at OmegaPro. Follow me on Snapchat at OmegaPro. In both of those, the E is a 3. Also, check out my brand new podcast called The Secret Podcast. Link in the description. A lot of cool stuff happens there. A lot of funny stuff happens there. A lot of embarrassing stuff happens there. Go check it out. Tell me what you think about that. Subscribe here if you're new. We talk about Dragon Ball Xenoverse stuff. Also, I guess Dragon Ball Super. I hate my life. But yeah, my name's Omega Pro. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next video. Peace out.